Islanders are also remembering that dark day from our nation's history. News 12's Virginia Huey reports.
It was one of the darkest days for democracy in the U.S. On January 6, 2021, a violent mob stormed the Capitol building in protest of the 2020 election results.
It was overwhelming. The chaos was it was outrageous that our temple of democracy was being overrun.
Never in a million years would I think that our country would see that we would not have a peaceful transfer of power. Never in a million years.
1 year later, dozens of Long Islanders gathered here in South Huntington for a rally to reflect on the U.S. Capitol riot and to urge voters to not take democracy for granted.
This day is just as important as Independence Day because we almost became an authoritarian dictatorship.
Some say January 6 showed the fragility of our democracy. The mob smashed windows and threatened the vice president and members of Congress, including Congressman Tom Suozzi of Glen Cove, who was in the House chamber when rioters breached the building.
Police had their guns drawn. There was a lot of commotion. I heard guns fired.
5 people died as a result of the attack. Several Long Islanders faced federal charges for alleged involvement in the riot.
This wasn't an attack on democracy.
Trump supporter Sean Farish of Long Island Loud Majority was outside the Capitol that day. Farish doesn't condone the violence, but he says it wasn't an insurrection.
There were very slim likelihoods that protest could result in anything that would change the outcome, the certified outcome of the 2020 election.
The vote! The vote! It's all about the vote!
But these Long Islanders disagree. Since January 6th, more than 30 laws have been passed in 19 different states that make it harder for voters to cast their ballots. They're calling on Congress to pass a handful of bills, including the Freedom to Vote Act to protect voting rights.
Because we're a democracy, and if you don't depend on democracy, we won't have it anymore.
Virginia Huey, News 12, Long Island.